welcome to chair yoga, green soul yoga. If you have a strap today, you might want to have that nearby, but make sure it's kind of out of the way for now, but within arm's reach. Make sure you have plenty of space around you, a nice sturdy chair, and someplace that you're practicing that you have good footing. If you want a mat for the end of the practice, you can have that laid out, or you could choose to use a different place in your house, maybe a bed or a couch for your Shavasana time if you'd like that as well. So let's go ahead and just kind of find our rooting down of our sit bones here in our chair. I'll leave it up to you today if you want to start your practice kind of pulling back to where you can sit against the back of the chair, or if you prefer maybe just a bit more upright position, coming forward and rooting your feet. So either one will be just fine. Good. And then we'll just go ahead and just kind of witness this would be our mountain pose in chair yoga. And so our feet grounding is really important in chair yoga, such that we can kind of feel this grounding energy being lifted up as though we were standing on our feet. Let's start with our palms face down on our lap here, and we'll just gently close the eyes down. Just begin to find some smooth breath. We're allowing our shoulders to relax. Relax the jaw, separate your teeth just a little bit here. Breathe in and out through the nose as much as possible. And I'd like us to think today, as we're just taking our time here, finding our breath, about our ability to choose. To choose how we show up to each day, to choose our attitudes. Sometimes it's much more effort than others to choose positivity or faith, but we still have that ability to choose. During this time of our practice today, let's choose smooth, long breath. Let's choose to give ourselves the gift of our yoga practice. And let's choose to be kind to ourselves. So if at any point anything is uncomfortable or painful, we just don't do that thing. And we let it be okay, not frustrating us. Keeping your eyes closed, I'd like you to turn your palms over. So the backs of the palms now are going to touch down onto your thighs, and you're going to have the gripping part, the holding part of your palm face up. And just breathe like this for a few moments. How does it feel different? What's the experience between palms down and palms up? Our energy feels as though it shifts a bit, doesn't it? Now choose palms down or palms up for these last few moments of our breath work. Do we want to feel grounded, palms down? Is that more welcoming today? Or receptive, palms up? And just feeling the shifts in the mind as we've slowed down the breath and come to a present space for our practice. And if your mind does still feel like it's just wandering off without you trying to drag you away from this moment, just choose to bring it back to your breath and let that thought just go for the moment. You know those thoughts will still be wandering out there when this practice is over. They will come back to you whether you invite them or not. That's part of our practice, is learning how to deal with the busy mind. Always trying to take us from here to there. Good. Let's take a big inhale breath one more time, and this time exhale through the mouth and just kind of sigh away any cares or worries this morning. You can go ahead and kind of flutter the eyes open, and if you chose a more relaxed seat, I'm just going to ask that you scoot forward, bring those sit bones down into the chair, and keep your toes facing forward. So take a peek down, make sure they're in line with the ankles, and then just pick up your toes real quick and wiggle them out, and then put them back down onto the floor, and just kind of feel how your feet ground down. And then we're going to recognize those sit bones, okay? So we might move side to side a little bit and kind of just gently pull, the flesh away from the sit bones, so we feel like we've got this kind of planting into the chair. Now, I always like to start with the neck because we hold a lot of tension up in here. So I want you to really witness as we do these small movements how everything feels, where the tension might be residing, okay? So take a nice big inhale breath. Roll your shoulders down and back. And then drop down, chin towards the chest as you gently pull the top of the throat back. And just take a few breaths here. We feel the stretch of the neck. Welcome in that stretch. Welcome in the warmth. Good. Now pick that head back up. And again, inhale, take the shoulders up, and exhale, roll them down. Nice job. And just move your left ear over towards your left shoulder and reach your right arm out away from you. Good, now we're going to turn palm face up. Let's see if you can see here. Palm face up. And now look up just a little bit. Good, now roll palm face down and take the nose down a little bit. Good, let's do it again. Inhale, palm face up, look up. Oh, I can feel that stretch. I don't know about you guys. And then palm face down. Now we're going to add just a little bit to it. So a little bit like a cat-cow. When we inhale and take our gaze up, our palm up, we're going to lift our heart and find a little arch in the low back. And then when we exhale, we're going to roll the palm, take our gaze down, and just round back through the shoulders and spine a little bit. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, open, heart nice and wide. Exhale, navel to spine, chin towards chest, round the hand down. Good, come back to neutral here, and then drop the hand, and then lift the head. Good, shake it out a little bit. I'm gonna scoot over a little bit so you guys can see. As we move to the other side, we're gonna start very easy, just kind of finding the stretch, the right ear towards the right shoulder, keeping the left shoulder pressed down and away. Just stretch that left arm out. Good, and we're just holding this stretch here. Good. No rounding through the spine at first. We're going to keep the spine long, turn the palm up, reach the gaze up a little bit. So we're just kind of tilting and turning the head. The nose comes up to whatever degree is comfortable. Don't overdo. And then slowly on an exhale, move the gaze down and turn the palm back to face the floor. Let that movement come from your shoulder. Let's do it like this one more time. We inhale, just moving the palm to turn and moving the gaze. And back. Excellent. Now, we're gonna start to open up the chest more. Inhale, palm up, gaze up, and lift the chest. Exhale, round the chin down towards the shoulder, palm down, a little rounding in the shoulders and spine. Inhale, sweep up and open. Exhale, round, close it off. And take one more. Nice job, last one here. Coming back to neutral and lowering the arm and then picking the head back up. Good, now just feel anywhere that those tension points or pain points even were in the neck and shoulders, and reach your fingertips up and just kind of give some little presses or pinches, whatever feels good here, piano fingers, into any place that was tense or tight during those stretches. Just kind of loosen them up a little bit more. So one thing that causes us pain, obviously the physical body can have something wrong with it, you know, something that's kind of broke, so to speak, or tension and pain can come from this closing off. So there are emotions that cause us to close off. Think about how you are when you're anxious and you're worried and you're just kind of seizing up, right? Or think about when you're angry and frustrated and you're seizing up. And then the muscles begin to kind of seize up and tense. And then it causes physical pain through something that's more of an emotional response. So we want to use our yoga practice to become aware of that and also just to kind of let that stuff go. Taking the time to say, I choose to let it all go. All right? So use your practice today to let go of some stuff. All right, nice. Let's go ahead and take a couple more shoulder rolls. Just rolling the shoulders back and forward. Nice work. Okay. So making sure the feet are well planted here, we're going to start with a seated cat-cow. Legs are at about hip distance apart for this particular one. So what we want to avoid in this cat-cow is only moving the shoulders. We want to get the whole spine involved such that even down to the low back, we feel a movement, okay? So I'm going to turn to the side, but you guys stay where you're at, just to kind of illustrate the difference between shoulder cat-cow, which is not what we're looking for, and then full movement of my spine, articulating up and down. All right, so let's go ahead, find some planting down of the feet and hands, and then we'll move with our breath. Inhale, sliding that heart forward and the gaze up and the shoulders back. And then exhaling, rounding back. And I want you to focus on getting the low back involved, okay? You can close your eyes down if you're comfortable that you're not going to come out of your chair. But if you feel a little nervous about that, keep the eyes open and the gaze steady. Good. Start to match the breath and the movement. So the pace that you move at through this cat-cow cycle should be your own. Beautiful. Do you start to feel that lengthening along the spine, and that even if it's an achy warm, that it's warming up and that it's opening? Unclench your teeth. If you have a hard time with that, open your mouth a little. It's okay. Or smile. That helps a lot. Let's take about 2 more rounds here. So really get that opening. Feel it all the way along the length of the spine. Last one. Nice work. Pull it back to shoulders over the hips and sit up nice and tall. Drop the shoulders down. All right, good job. So we're going to take the right arm out in front of us here. Make a fist and take your thumb up as though you're going to go hitchhiking. And then we're going to start to open the arm as we open the fingers one at a time. So the pointer finger comes open, and we go a little bit more open with the arm. We'll just go slow on this first one. Next finger, pinky finger. All right, I need to scoot over again so you can see my arm. You stay right where you're at. So we're out like this, and now we're going to pull the arm back as far as we can reach it comfortably, whatever that reach is for you. Yeah? And then twist that palm open. Oh, now do you feel a big pull all the way along the arm? Beautiful. Good. Slowly pull the arm back to about right out from the shoulder. And then we start again. Start from the pinky finger comes in. Next finger in. Next finger. We're coming back to thumbs up. Nice job. Shake it out a little. We'll go to the other side nice and slow again. And then we'll move a little bit quicker when we've got a little bit of stretch in the motion here. So thumbs up, left arm out. Good, next finger opens. And then we open. And then we open. And then we open. So maybe by 5 fingers out, shoulder is in line with the arm. Now, just begin to gently pull it back. Take it real slow, especially on this first one. Find what your range of motion is for you today, and quite possibly different on one side than the other. And then once you're at the fullness of your range of motion, just try to move that, like somebody's giving your arm a gentle twist. Oh, beautiful. That feels so amazing to me to feel that pull almost all the way down into my fingers. Good. Slowly return to arms straight out, and then from there begin pinky in, next ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, thumb. All right, let's try a little bit quicker, right arm out. Thumb. Open up one finger at a time. You got it. Good, we're all the way out. Push that arm back, pull it back, pull it back, pull it back, and rotate open, squeeze. Don't worry if your range of motion's not as big as mine, that's okay. Come back to right out from the arm and pinky finger in. Ring finger, pull it in, middle finger, pointer finger, thumbs up. Switch it out, left hand. Open up one at a time. Good, all the way open and pull that arm back. Stretch that shoulder onto your back. Rotate palms up. Ah, beautiful. Bring it back to center, right out from the shoulder. And then pinky in, slow movement all the way in. Ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, thumbs up. Yes, good. Just let those arms shake out. Feel like they literally feel lighter, I think. That's really great. Okay, so inhale, the arms come up overhead now. And then cactus your arms. So you want those elbows straight out from your shoulders. Nice cactus arms. You can look to the right and just take a look. How'd you do? Look to the left. Fantastic. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. And now see if you can find those cactus arms again. And inhale up. And exhale, cactus. Good, inhale up. And exhale, cactus, hold. Good, turning just your torso and your cactus arms come along to the right a tiny bit. Good, turn the torso, cactus arms come along. Let the gaze just follow for this one. Right where it would naturally go, to the left. Back to the right, and this time when you find your hold, look over your right shoulder if you can. Now turn your eyes as well. Like your eyes are going to look as far to the right as they can. Stretch those eye muscles. Good. Come back to center. If you're a little dizzy from stretching those eyes, hold for a second. And then turn the torso to the left. Stop when it feels like you should. Turn your gaze back. And stretch those eyes like you're trying to see further than your head and neck will let you go. Nice job. The arms might be getting tired. Come back to center. Drop the arms and roll the shoulders a couple times. Excellent work. Now we're going to take the arms back out in front of us, both of them out. And like we're saying, stop. Bring your right hand gently, ever so gently, so pull the left fingertips back while you press out through the base of the palm. So gentle. Fantastic. And then we're going to switch both hands up. Gentle pull back. Don't forget the thumb and the pinky. Gentle. Can't stress that enough when we're working with our wrists. And both palms. And squeeze your fists in, nice and tight as those fingers and joints will let you go. Sparkle them out. Do it again. Good, last one. And this time kind of wiggle them around, piano fingers. And release. Good. You can just move the head a little bit, move the body, get loose. Excellent. Okay, so this one, we're gonna use some more fluidity. So just kind of begin right here. Like, let your wrists go. Just float them. All right, what kind of bird? Maybe angel wings. We're gonna float a little bit higher here. And a little bit higher. And a little bit higher. And a little higher. Good, so those arms are reaching. Keep going, keep the shoulders down as you start to get higher and higher. Don't let them creep up by the ears. Now we're at the top and we're gonna pull, like we're climbing a rope. Pull, pull, pull. Good, just keep pulling, climbing the rope, climbing a rope. Oh, that feels really nice. You can find that little bit of, see how it's a little compression in the side body here and a little stretch on the other side? Let's do a couple more. And your arms should be feeling like they're getting a little toned as well. Nice. And then come to center and release. Shake it out a little bit. Excellent. Let's stretch that right leg out in front of you. Point the toes, toes lifted. And just hold here and think about what your sensations are. Maybe you feel that down into your calf a little bit or into your shins. And then try to touch your toes to the floor. They may not reach. So the whole foot would be on the floor. Very nice. Slide that right leg in and then stretch the left one out. You're going to take toes up, heel planted. And then change it, toes down. Good. All right. So this one's going to take a little setup, but it's definitely worth the effort. So we want to turn our body to the right. So we're going to start with our right leg pulling out to the right. All right. And then I'm going to hold the chair with my right hand, the back of the chair. And then I'm going to turn and kind of drop this left sit bone a little bit off of the chair. Now, if I can, I'm going to get that knee in line with the hip. And you might see that my toes are curled under. So that would be nice if you can curl the toes under. You're going to feel a nice big hip flexor stretch here as well. So I love this one for that purpose of the hip flexor. Now we're holding on to the chair, right? Bring your opposite hand, your left hand, onto your shoulder. So it's those little tent stake fingers onto the shoulder. Good. So we're going to take a nice big breath. Inhale and then exhale. And then on the inhale, lean and crunch. So your elbow comes towards the hip. All right? And then we're going to move away. Inhale and create a big, or exhale and create a big space. So we lean towards the back of that chair. Good. So now just see if you can find some fluidity. Moving with your breath, we come towards, the hip kind of lifts, and the elbow comes towards the hip. Don't worry if they don't touch. And then we move away, we lean into the back of that chair. And open up this whole side body, hip to armpit. All right? Just do a couple more. Doesn't it feel amazing when we lean away and stretch that side body open? And then just feel that little crunch as we work our obliques and strengthen the side body a little bit. How about one more? Nice job. And hold here in the stretch. So just hold open for a few breaths. Keep breathing. Good. Still holding the right hand on the back of the chair. Let's come back to shoulders over the hips. Release the left hand. And now you can stay right where you're at for a few breaths, or we're going to begin to kick that leg back. So just kind of pressing through the heel, seeing how much you can lengthen the left leg. Now you might not come very far, that's okay. Or you might be able to go all the way straight. Whatever your answer is fine. but keep both hips squaring forward. So if you've come kind of open on the diagonal, try to pull it back around. Hips are squared out to the right. All right, nice job. Now to get out of this, we need to pull that left leg gently back in and then just rotate open. Now I want you to just take a breath here at the center before we go to the other side and just feel how your left leg and hip and left side of your body feels compared to the right. You can even kind of see in the camera that now I look taller on the left side. I have more space. I opened up. So we got to equal that out. All right, this left leg is going to come out to the side. Oh, so you might just feel those hips kind of opening right there at the very beginning. Now I'm going to grab the chair for some support and then just move my way around nice and gently until my right sit bone kind of is barely on the chair or even comes off the chair. And then I want my right knee maybe under my hip if I can get it there. That's going to be a nice big stretch. And curl the toes under. Now if it's too much to curl the toes under, you can flat foot it a little bit, but you're going to get a nice stretch, bigger stretch with those toes curled under. And you want to make sure you're forward enough in your chair that the front foot is planted as well. All right, we've got a nice grip on the back of the chair, right? Let's bring those right tent stake fingers onto the shoulder. Good, we're gonna take a nice big inhale, exhale. Now inhale, move the hip to the elbow, elbow to the hip. And then come back and stretch it out. Nice job. Breathe. And open. Good. Feel that core engaging to keep you here. Let's do 2 more with movement, and then we're going to hold at the top after 2. All right, loves. 1 more here, and then this one's the hold. And reach. So hip down, elbow up. Make sure the neck is soft. Good, come back, shoulders over the hips, still holding the back of the chair. Release that arm, give it a little shake, and then just see if you want to stretch back through that foot a bit more, through the leg, hips are squared, and breathe. Good, and then we're going to release the stretched right leg, and then slowly return to center. Now open the legs a little wider once you get here. You can even press up and then sit down between those hips a bit more. Back to a round of cat-cow, but with more space to move. Now that our hips are open, let's lengthen the spine here. Inhale, sweeping forward, and remember we're really focusing on using the lower back here, opening up. So arch your low back, pull the arch all the way up, and then round your low back, pull the rounding all the way up. Good, keep moving. Remember to match your breath. Last round. Good, come up nice and tall, sit with your shoulders over your hips, hands onto the thighs, and then we're going for that as though we're looking over a cliff. So we're gonna hinge forward about halfway here. Feel those grounding of the feet. Press those sit bones back and engage your belly. Pull your navel in. Good, now press your left hand into your left thigh and move to the right. Good, come back through center. Right hand into the right thigh, not on the knee, and move to the left. Let's do 1 more. Come back through center. I do love this stretch, and you can do this anytime that you're in a chair. Just either you're watching some TV or just need a break from whatever you're doing seated. Beautiful stretch here. Opens up the hips, side body, spine, and just helps us remind ourselves that we have a core. We can use it. Good, let's bring it back and then roll it up. Nice. Take the shoulders down and back. We're gonna work those feet back to center. Re-engage with your sit bones, make sure you know where they're at. And then we're gonna take the right leg across the left. Now, if we can't sit cross-legged, no worries. We're just gonna drop it to at least ankles crossed if we can. So see what's available to you. And then again, once you're there, kind of wiggle those sit bones down. And then spread your wings. And then bring your right arm under your left as you cross the arms. And then bend the elbows. Now maybe this is as far as we get. If we can, we'd like to pull the backs of the arms and palms together. Or maybe even slide that right palm back and then fronts of palms together. You can even clasp the hands if you need to, or the thumbs. Okay, so we have these eagle arms. Now, I want you to feel that hole in between the shoulder blades. Good. If you can, if the pull's not too much for you, lift the arms a few inches so that your elbows and shoulders are in a line. Go ahead, now engage your core, and on an exhale breath, just begin to hinge from your hips any degree, bringing the elbows closer to the thighs. And then just find some breath here. You can even drop your chin down towards your chest. And just choose to let go in between those shoulders. Big exhales when we're on that idea of letting go, releasing. Good, now we're gonna push those sit bones down, engage the core, and inhale, come back up. And then the next move, if we're up for it, is to lift the heart a little bit and let the elbows float up to any degree. Good, now we're gonna bring it back to center it up so the elbows and shoulders are at the right height. And then slowly move just the elbows down, release the hands, and release the arms, and move them around a little bit. All right, nice job. Now we're gonna slide this right foot over a little bit so that the ankle is now resting on the thigh. We get into the hips. Good, so feel if this is comfortable for you. Don't worry if your knee's up a little bit, that's okay. But try to breathe and encourage it to just relax its way down. And that left foot, you see me kind of moving my leg around because I want to have that left foot really rooted down. All right, nice job. So right hand onto the right thigh, and we'll support that the left ankle is going to stay right on this leg by placing the left hand onto the ankle. We'll begin a small hinge forward again, just like you're going to look over the ledge of your leg here. Feel that pull. And if it feels like you can go further with our foot well rooted and our sit bones well rooted, a little bit more. We're looking to find what we call in yoga an edge. So we want to choose to go right to where it's kind of the most that we can do without really causing any harm. So we want this warm, beautiful stretch, no harm, no pinch, no pain, no numbness. You should still be able to smile in every pose we're in. All right, and then just slowly back away, coming back up to seated. Good, and gently release. And we'll go to the other side for our eagle pose. So either crossing left thigh across or the ankle. So you can even choose to tuck those toes if you'd like that. But then we need to make sure we can keep our hips squared. All right, arms out. Left arm under the right. Good. Now, go ahead and find that X shape and then bend the elbows, pull the backs of the palms together. Or fronts, or clasping at some level, whatever feels right to you. And witness your shoulders, elbows, shoulder height. So we don't want to bring the shoulders up. We want to drop them down. Breathe them away from the ears, but bring the elbows up. You can bring your palms forward slightly. And then a nice big exhale as you just begin to fold to any degree. So it could be a few inches, or maybe your elbows come all the way to rest on the thighs. Whatever feels good to you. No straining in the neck. We're gonna let it kind of hang down, dangle the head down. And then take the focus, take the breath in between your shoulder blades. Really open up with the breath. So send the air to the back body. Like in between the shoulders is taffy and your breath pulls the taffy apart. Inhale deep, pull the taffy. Good, and then exhale and release. All right, now we're moving back on the inhale, lifting back up from wherever we came to. Ah, nice job. And then a little lift if we like. The chest lifts, the arms just float and follow. The gaze comes up. And then we're going to release it back towards center here. And then lower the elbows down and slow release of the arms. Shake them out. Good. So the shoulders might feel really nice and loose now. We're going to move the left ankle to the right thigh. Squaring up our hips, sit bones down. If you can, flex the left foot. You get a little bit more stretch there. Yeah, good. And then slow hinge forward. Any degree is fine. So I might come a few inches. I might lay across my leg. Whatever the answer is just fine as long as you're feeling it and it feels so good. Might hurt so good. You know that feeling? It hurts so good. Find your breath, unclench your teeth, smile a little. Pressing into the right foot to help us out. We'll inhale and lift back up and release. Now just look down, make sure that your feet are both facing forward, that your feet are grounded down. And we're going to begin to lift up as though we're going to stand up a couple times without actual standing. So a little as if, and just start to warm those muscles. Now, as you get stronger, you can actually begin to start to lift and lower. And this is an amazing workout. You feel your quads working out, your glutes, your abdominals. So you're welcome to just do this as many times as you need. Practice this at home, but eventually we're going to stand up. All right, nice job. So come to the tall edge of your chair, the back of the chair facing you. I'm going to turn mine this way so you can see. And placing our hands on the chair, we're going to step our way back into a standing chair-assisted downward facing dog. So hands onto the chair, walk back, walk back, walk back. And now press your heart down and lengthen those arms. Good. And then just begin to bend one knee, come up onto the toes. Then put it down and do the other side. So we'll call this walking our dog. You should feel your shoulders stretching open like they're rolling apart across your back. Your head is just kind of relaxing here, dangling. Your arms are stretching. You might feel that all the way up to your armpits. And then the hamstrings, the low back, down into the calves, everything stretching, everything lengthening. Feels good. Just keep those legs moving a couple more times. Beautiful. And then heels down, press your hands into the chair, begin to lift the heart back up and walk the feet towards the chair. All right, fantastic. So we're just going to do a few little lifts. I want you to hold the chair, lift the toes, lower the toes, lift the heels. Good. Lower the heels, lift the toes. Do a couple of these. So if you're prone to foot cramps, calf cramps at night, this is a nice one to start stretching both of those. Your ankles get stronger, and you just kind of rock across those feet. You can feel the arches get a nice stretch. Good. And release. Now just turn so that one hip faces the chair, and that's going to be your standing leg for our balance pose, tree pose today. The outer leg rounds around and open, and then you can pick which tree you want. A little kickstand, heel over the ankle, toes down, or heel below the knee, toes off the floor. All right, so this hand over here that's holding the chair can remain holding the chair as we tuck our hips in, and then the outer hand's gonna rise into the air. All right, so we can now play with our balance, either fingertips onto the chair, a hand on the chair just barely touching or just hovering, or maybe you're feeling like you could maybe grow this arm out like a branch coming out from the tree sideways, but you want to stay close in case you need the chair, or if you're feeling strong enough to lift both arms up, then feel free, but keep your shoulders relaxed. Hug those hips in, squeeze your glutes, lift up on your standing arch. Gently release the hand that comes to the chair first. Find the chair, release the opposite hand, and rotate the outer thigh back around to standing mountain pose. We move to the other side. You can feel free to just turn around if you're comfortable with the instructions, or if you need to watch the screen, you're going to move your chair gently, not catching the toes. Hand onto the chair, squeeze in, strong standing leg, rotate the outer leg open, and then find which version you want. Just stay off the knee. And if I find that if I lift up higher, my leg starts to close up, I'd rather come lower and keep nice open hips, okay? Good. Outer hand grows that tree limb. And when we're feeling ready, with everything squeezing and balancing, it's okay to wiggle around. It's okay to need to grab your chair. That's strengthening. That's balancing. That's what we're learning. Outer hand makes its way back to the chair. And then release. Ah, fantastic. Just let those hips go. Good. All right, guys. So we're going to have an option now. You need your strap. You can come to your chair or the floor for this. So if you're on the floor, you're going to be lying on your back. I'm just going to give a quick example, but I'm going to do it from the chair today. But if you're coming to the floor, it's going to look like this. As I give the instructions, you'll be on your back, and then your foot is in the strap, okay? And then we'll follow along from here on the floor. You always have the option to extend the opposite leg out if you like that on the floor. But you can do this from the chair, and it's absolutely lovely. And that's the example I'm going to give today. So go ahead and get yourself situated wherever you're going to be with your strap for these leg stretches. All right, we're going to start on our right leg. So we're going to put the strap around the ball or the arch of the right foot and hold it in both hands and stretch the leg out long. So if you're on the floor, that foot is stretching up towards the sky, and if you're in the chair, it's stretching forward. I'm not leaning back here. I'm actually engaging my core a bit as well. Now all I want you to do, I can't tell, you know, it's not something you can really see, but push your foot into the strap more. You're holding the reins on a horse here. Whoa. Good. Now, we're going to take the strap, both of them into the right hand. On the floor or in the chair, we're moving the leg to the right. Now, if you feel rooted enough in your chair, you can take your left arm out, or on the floor, your left arm out on the floor, and then look to the left. If you need more steadiness, a cactus arm in the chair is a little bit less scary maybe than stretching it all the way up. All right, nice job. Bring it back to center so your gaze comes back, your arm comes back in, the leg comes back in, and we're just gonna switch. Put the left foot in and extend it out. Push your foot into that strap. Feel that engagement. Okay, let's take the straps into the left hand as the left leg goes out to the left. Option to take that right arm out to the right. Option to take that gaze over towards the right hand. release the strap, bend the left knee, take the strap off. Excellent job. If you're on the floor, you're going to take one big stretch, fingers to toes, just get really long. If you're in their chair, just reach up nice and tall, shoulders down, sit bones lifted or pressing down and arms lifted. All right, and on an exhale side, let it all go and come to your final resting pose, Shavasana. So if you're in your chair, just sit back and get really comfy. If you're on the floor, kind of splay yourself out, taking up as much space as you can, palms face up, or if you would like, take a quick moment to move over to your couch or bed. Now, as we arrive in our Shavasana, we're going to just take a few minutes. This is the best gift for yourself to rest your mind and your body intentionally. Different than sleeping, we are aware and present, choosing to relax, choosing to let go. Good. Let your breath be easy, your body relaxed, your eyes gently closed, not squinting at all. I'm just going to read to you this poem called The Choice. And you can just let it sit with you for the moments as you're quiet here. Is it faith or fear that rises to the fore? Affirmation or negation at the very core and center of the self? Will it be light or dark within the heart today? The icy grip of fear that knots and sours, leaving me to cower in the shadows. There's another way. I know it surely as I know the scent of spring. The choice of faith invites, invokes, calls forth from all creation both the blessing and the lesson of the day. Whether faith or fear, the choice is mine alone. Each moment choosing, stepping through the door, trusting that the path beyond will surely lead me home. Yogis, that's all the time that we have for today. You are welcome to stay in your Shavasana as long as you would like. Or if you prefer to come out of your Shavasana and on with your day, wiggle your fingers, your toes, wake your body up a little, take a big breath. And then just take your time, if you're ready, returning to seated, either on your mat or in your chair. Nice tall seat. Hands together into Anjali Mudra at the heart center, thumbs pressing towards the heart. Are we grateful that we have choices? Set your intention for your choice making here. What will you choose? Nice. To our choices and our shared offerings, we'll bow. Namaste.